All right, all right. Health is wealth. Health is wealth. I hope y'all are doing great. Positive energy all the time. You know how we do. We eat to live. We don't live to eat. So I got a great conversation today. Vegan eating and plant-based exercise. That's what I'm talking about today. Motivation, something you should be doing all year round. Don't wait until summertime and try to get a summer body. You should be working out regularly. You have to have circulation. You have to have the body moving. You have to use the bones. You have to use the muscles. If you don't, you'll wither away. Good to see you, XYZ. Salute to you, Rasta Man. Whoever is here, let us know. Give us a green check if you're here. So yeah, give us a green check if you're here. Give us a green check in the chat if you're here. Oh, yeah. So this one is a great one. I'm mixing the two conversations together, the eating right and the exercising, both mixed together. I see we got 8 people over here. Let us know you're here. Give us a green check in the chat. Oh, yeah. So for those that don't know, I turned 68 in February 22nd. And I have been working out now for more than 3 years. I would say maybe 5 or 6 years. And I think when I started, I was probably about 63. And I hadn't been working out since in my 40s. So that was like 20-something years without working out. And what I did was I made it a long-term plan because of my age. So with this live stream, I'm going to be talking to everybody. I'm going to be talking specifically to you if you're 40 and under. And then I'm going to be talking specifically to you if you're 50 and older. And then I'm going to be talking to you if you're just totally out of shape. Because if you are totally out of shape, if you're a little overweight, if you haven't exercised in years, you're pretty much like 50 and up. Especially if you're past, I would say, 35. I'm saying under 35, you could be a little overweight unless you're obese, but you could be in enough shape to exercise more like the younger people. You would just have to start out slow, but you should be able to catch up pretty quickly. But if you are a little overweight, you need to go slow. But if you're consistent, you should be able to go regular speed, depending on if you're fat or overweight, obese. If you're obese, you're going to have to take it slow. My suggestion would be like 5 years, 6 years. That way you don't hurt yourself. So because I hadn't exercised in like maybe 20 years, I went slow. I made it a long-term process. And mostly I didn't do any weightlifting. I just did a little cardio, bike riding, walking stairs. I got a punching bag. Then I was punching. Things like that. I didn't get into the weightlifting because I wanted to make sure that my heart would adjust first. You don't go if your heart rate hasn't been going up. Don't just drive your heart rate up and it's not used to going up. That's the way you can end up having a stroke or a heart attack or something. So let your heart adjust. So I took some years to let my heart adjust. I started the body sculpture challenge, which is still going. I just haven't been filming because my exercise has been really sporadic and I haven't been wanting to wait and set up the camera. I just, exercise, go, and I just doing it. But I am going to start setting the camera up and recording my workouts again. But the body sculpture challenge is still going. It never stops. So you just exercise and post it and put hashtag body sculpture challenge. But to me, the most important thing is first clean out your body, change the way you eat. Just in my own personal opinion, when you exercise, your blood rate goes up, your circulation goes up, your body is circulating. And to me, circulating toxic things you've been eating is probably not smart. What you probably want to do is clean out your system so that when you're exercising, you're circulating good things in your body, not bad things. For example, you don't want to eat a whole bunch of salt and then go do cardio, right? That don't make sense. So you want to slowly get off the salt. You might be getting too much sodium in the way you're eating. You might not be eating natural salt, and your body's got to adjust to that too. So you want to take it nice and slow. That would be my suggestion. If you're 50 and older and you want to get in shape, I would definitely say make it a 4-year plan. Consistently for 4 years. Always a pleasure. Angela. Make it a consistent 4 years, but I would stretch it out if I'm over 50. If I'm overweight, if you're overweight, if you're over 50, and even if you're in your 40s, but you haven't been active, I would stretch it out. Now, if you're in your 40s and you haven't been active, I would say 2 years will be enough to get warmed up. Whatever you do, just don't jump down and start exercising hard. Let your body acclimate and get used to it. Also, don't do anything that hurts. If it's a part that's hurting, don't use it. When I first started to exercise and get in shape, I was uh, I was doing push up. I was doing some push ups in my shoulder. There was just something hurting in my shoulder every time I went down, went up. So I used my natural instinct. I didn't do that. I didn't do that workout. I didn't do anything to bother that shoulder. Nothing. I didn't try to work through it. I just didn't bother it. And maybe about 3 years later, the shoulder was fine. It healed itself. I don't support no pain, no gain. We want all gains and no pain. I know why they say that, because when you're lifting sometime, you got to lift to the point of failure. And that feeling you got, I don't like calling that pain. It's not really pain. So I don't like that being called pain. So I differ with some of the professionals on that. I don't consider that pain. If I'm pushing to get the last 2 or 3, it is a stressful feeling, but I don't consider it pain. It's not the same as when you really got something wrong with you. And so trying to get 2 or 3 extra reps and doing that straining and feeling that pressure, I know what they mean, because you could call it pain. I think it should be called something else. Pain is pain, and that feeling you get when you're trying to do 2 or 3 more reps should be, the burn is the better. I prefer the burn. I don't like the pain, because the burn doesn't feel like you're hurting yourself. It feels like you're just stressing, trying to get a couple more reps. Pain, you definitely feel hurt. So I think the term shouldn't be used like that, because where there's pain, if you're doing something and you have a pain in your wrist, you should immediately stop using your wrist like that. All right, so you're back on it and you're uploading videos on Body Sculpture Challenge. I'll go check them out. I'll post them. So let's get into it. Now, eating is first. So let's look at fruit. Fruit, high carb fuel and recovery, pre and post workout. So this is some of the fruit that helps you if you're trying to build muscle. Bananas, an excellent source of fast-acting carbs and potassium, which help prevent muscle cramps and fuel intense training. Dates, extremely high in natural sugar and carbohydrates, making them ideal for a rapid, dense energy source to boost workouts. Mangoes. Mangoes are packed with carbs and vitamins, providing a quick energy boost for recovery. And watermelon. Watermelon is low in fiber but high in water. It's a great choice for quick hydration and post-workout replenishment. Glycogen. So it's good for pre-workout glycogen replenishment. Now, it's interesting because living in Hawaii, we ate a lot of mangoes and a lot of dates. And that makes sense because I definitely had just abundance of energy. But I really didn't realize that's what was doing it. Now, muscle recovery and anti-inflammatory. Berries, blueberries, strawberries, raspberries. High in antioxidants and vitamin C, reducing muscle soreness and fighting damage after intense exercise. Pineapple contains bromelain, a compound that reduces muscle inflammation and aids in repairing muscle tissue. Cherries and cherry juice, known to reduce delayed onset muscle soreness and speed up recovery. High calorie nutrient dense. Avocados, unlike most fruits, avocados are rich in healthy monosaturated fats, providing extra calories necessary for muscle growth and healthy fats to support hormones. Dried fruit, which you could put date in this category, I would think. Concentrated source of calories and carbs, which are helpful for gaining weight and meeting energy needs. Now, with the fruit, the summary of benefits: energy. Fruit provides natural fructose and glucose to fuel your muscles. Recovery. Antioxidants and enzymes reduce inflammation. Nutrients, potassium and vitamin C support muscle contraction and repair. So that's very, very important. Very important. Because the muscles have to repair themselves after all the hard work you put into it. And in the time where it's repairing, that's when it's actually growing. And so I'm not just exercising, I'm bodybuilding, and bodybuilding is exercising is bodybuilding, but not really so much. Exercising is to me like keeping the engine running. Bodybuilding is targeting specific muscles, not to just be in shape, but to get growth. And by me being 68 and bodybuilding, it's very peculiar. And one of the reasons it's peculiar, because I'm 68, that means I've been living a certain way a long time. I'm used to my body feeling a certain way. So now that I'm bodybuilding, I could feel it. And I haven't been doing as many lives as I usually do because from bodybuilding, let's say I'd work out or whatever, I'm fine. And then maybe 2 hours later, I'm thinking I'm just taking a nap. And usually, if I lay down at 3, I'll wake up at like 5, 5:30. But with the bodybuilding, when I lay down and I go to sleep, it's like scientific experimentation. It's like somebody put you in like a chamber or something. Because the muscles are actually growing while you're resting. And because I'm 68 and I'm just really growing them, you could tell the sleep is not really a sleep. It feels like science, feels like a scientific procedure. It's totally different. You're actually growing while you sleep. It's the strangest thing. It's a very different type of sleep. Because I've been exercising, but I just started bodybuilding, which is totally, totally different. Typically, exercising is just, doing some exercise, making sure you're keeping the body moving. Bodybuilding is actually targeting muscles and actually trying to actually make the muscles grow. As in your exercise, you're in shape like I am now, you're good enough, you're like, okay, I'm great. I'm doing a little exercise, you feel fine, I feel great. But with bodybuilding, you don't stop when you feel great. It's very weird. And the sleep, I can't explain the sleep. It's not a normal sleep. It's almost like a suspended animation, like a scientific experiment is the only thing I could liken it to. That's what it feels like. Feel like you woke up out of some kind of chamber or something. And when you exercise, you don't feel different like that, like bodybuilding. When you exercise, you might be stiff here and there after a little workout, but when you're bodybuilding, you feel strange. Your body parts feel strange. The growth is strange. Like a typical exercise, you don't grow like that. You don't grow like bodybuilding. So it's not that obvious when you're just doing exercise. But boy, when you're bodybuilding, it's absolutely obvious you're growing. It's a different type of workout. For sure. And so we're going to get into the vegetables. Now, the top muscle building vegetable, spinach. Spinach is high in iron, magnesium, and calcium, which are critical for muscle repair and function. It also contains arginine, which stimulates human growth hormone. Edamame and lentils among the highest protein vegetables, offering essential amino acids for protein synthesis. Broccoli and Brussels sprouts, cruciferous veggies that contain sulforaphane, which may deactivate myostatin, a protein that limits muscle growth. So it deactivates whatever that protein is that limits muscle growth. I never heard of that before. It's interesting. Beets, rich in dietary nitrates, which enhance muscular function and improves exercise performance. Sweet potatoes, an excellent source of complex carbohydrates and potassium, essential for replenishing glycogen and muscle function after training. Kale and dark leafy greens, high in nitrates and antioxidants, which are linked to improved muscular strength. How they work. Protein synthesis. Vegetables like peas and beans provide building blocks to repair muscles. Vascularity. The nitrates, leafy greens, and beets increase nitric oxide, expanding blood vessels for better nutrient delivery to the muscles. So I have been consuming a lot of nitric oxides. I've been using this beet powder. I don't really like beets, but I'm forcing myself to eat them. Beets is rough, but I'm forcing myself to eat them. I'm also taking resveratrol. Resveratrol is basically the red stuff out of the beets and the grapes, right? So I'm taking the resveratrol. They first found out about this in wine. They found this was in red wine and grape wine. The red part. Micronutrient density. Vegetables provide magnesium, potassium, and vitamins, crucial for strength and preventing muscle loss. Now, once again, one of the great things to eat is dates. Dates can contribute to muscle growth, primarily due to their high carbohydrate content and the presence of potassium and magnesium, which support muscle function and recovery. While not a direct source of protein for muscle building, the energy boosting property and ability to replenish glycogen stores after workouts make them a beneficial addition to an athlete's eating plan. So you see the dates: magnesium, phosphorus, iron, copper, sulfur, silicon, manganese, sulfur, potassium, thiamine, niacin, sodium, calcium. Powerful. So you got to eat right, and then you have to work out. Now, I've been trying a new workout. And this workout is mind-blowing. Seriously. And this new workout I've been trying is lifting slower. Now, I already was told to lift slow. Don't jerk them up and bring them down because you're not really doing nothing. You could damage your limbs and your joints and all that. But yesterday I tried a new method, and I couldn't believe it. And the method is 5 seconds up and 5 seconds down. So if you're lifting a weight, you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you can't do many. It was mind blowing. I've been lifting some dumbbells. I've been doing drop weight, and I've been doing 100 over 100. I got 2 20s, I got 2 15s, and I got 2 10s. So I'll do the 20s until I can't no more. Then I'll drop weight, do the 15s, drop weight, do the 10s. Great workout. So yesterday I got the 2 20s. 1, 2, 3. My arms start shaking. 4, 5. I'm like, what the hell? Back down. 1. And I only did, I think, maybe 13 or 14 or 15. When I usually do 50. 1, 2, 50, easy. So I'm like, oh, this is real. It's way more weight. It's way heavier than you think because you're not using the momentum from pushing it. You're actually lifting it every inch. So you go 5 seconds up, 5 seconds. If it's a curl, you go 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's the hardest thing you ever did in your life. I couldn't believe it. So it's 5 seconds. If you're doing a squat, you go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You come up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're not going to do many. But let's say you do 7. When you get so that you can do 8 or 9, you are way stronger. Way, 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 way stronger. You are way, 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 way stronger. And you will see how weak you are holding those weights for 5 seconds up and 5 seconds down. I'm just doing all that lifting and I couldn't do none. I couldn't do none. And I'm way stronger than when I first started working out. But when I did that, I couldn't do it hardly. I couldn't do that many. So that's what I'm going to be doing all summer because that's a whole nother strength. And it made sense once I thought about it, because if you're working out and you're lifting weights, you get a little workout, you get some muscles, you can feel them. But you ever notice when you're doing something like moving a couch and you're on one side and somebody on the other side, and it's not really that heavy, but it's very heavy. And that's why, because you're carrying it slow and you're holding it in a position slow. If you was to go on the side of the couch and lift 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it would be nothing. But to pick it up and have to hold it, that's where the muscle builds up, because you're holding it. And holding the weights takes more muscle than just doing this. This don't take much muscle. I didn't know that. But this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 takes so much strength. It's I don't know. I don't think nobody knows that. I don't think a lot of people know that. So today when I got up, I said, let me see. So instead of going 5 up and 5 down, I tried 3 up. 1, 2, 3. It was hard. Once you slow that down, you are using a lot of muscle. So you don't even have to go 5 seconds up and down. You could go 3. Because a lot of times we lift and we doing a second up and a second down. 1, 2, like that. But if you do 3, 1, 2, 3, you are lifting all of the weight. If you do 5 seconds, it's crazy. So now all my leg exercise, all my leg lifts, everything, I'm doing 5 seconds all summer. No more of the way I was working out. If I can only do 5, by the time I get to where I can do 15, I'm going to be strong as an ox. That is an absolute fact. 5 seconds up and 5 seconds down. And if you did that, you see those weights? You can get some smaller weights than that. You don't need them that big. You are not going to need them that big. If you do that with weights half of the size what you see in this picture, you're going to be strong as an ox. And it's going to be harder than lifting this size the regular way we do it. The way we're doing it is wrong. Totally wrong. You go to the gym and you got the curls, you put your arm on the curls and everybody's doing this. 1, 2, that's wrong. You're supposed to go 1, 2. You do that, you ain't going to do that many. I mean, that was an eye-opener, so I had to come and tell y'all that. Whatever exercise you do, slow it down and watch your gains. Watch how much muscle you've been. Watch how strong you really get, because you're not getting that strong because you're not lifting. You're throwing yourself. You're slinging it. You're not lifting the weights. You're pushing them, and then they're flying up, and you're just bringing them back down. You're not getting no muscle when you bring the weights down. You're letting them come down on their own. It all made sense to me once I did it. I said, oh yeah, if I have to bring them down like this, I'm holding all this weight. If I do this and I just do that, I'm not doing nothing. I'm not doing nothing. You're not doing nothing like that. You're gonna get some muscle compared to you wasn't doing nothing. Don't get me wrong. But if you're over 50, Angela, if you think I'm lying while you right there watching me, get something that's not even that heavy, that's got a little weight to it, and put it in your strong arm and do this while you watching me. Up to 5, down 5 seconds, up 5 after 3 times, you're gonna be like, hecky no. Angela, after 3 times, you're gonna be like, I never knew this thing was this heavy. You know what I'm saying? It's, I don't know what to call it. It's like finding another planet. We've been doing it wrong. We haven't been really holding the weight. So this is why when it's time to move something, it always seems heavier no matter how strong you are. When you have to lift a couch or a sofa or lift something, that's why that's so hard, because you can't just sling it up. You got to hold it. And you're much weaker when you're doing that. It's the craziest thing. So I'm changing all my exercise. When I do dips, I'm going down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm coming up. And what I was told is if you can only do 3, when you get to the point where you can't go 5 seconds and you got to go faster, quit. And they said do 1 set. That's it. Just 1 set. Don't do 2. 1 set until you can't do it like that no more. And then you finish. Until next time. It's so you're going to get bigger and stronger in less time, but each rep takes more time. Because you're not doing 1, 2. And now I thought about it, I said, you know what? This is 100% right. I'm definitely not using no muscle when I bring it back down. I mean, a little bit, but the way I'm pushing them up, the only strength I'm getting when I first lift them up. Once they get about, if I'm on a bench, once the weights get here, I'm not doing no exercise. All the exercise is from here to there. Then it's just, you know what I'm saying? So only exercise I'm getting is from there, from here to there, from here to there. All of this up here, you're not getting no exercise. But from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you're getting all the exercise. And then down, 1, 2, and you're holding this thing. And when you're holding it and you're bent like this heavy, usually you're just bringing it down. You're not holding it. So you're not getting stronger. We've been doing it wrong. And over 50, you got to do it this way if you want to build muscle. Right. And however slow you do, count and make it 5 seconds. Because you're probably doing 3 seconds. Add another 2 seconds. You're going to be like, whoa. Just add another 2 seconds. You ain't going to be able to do hardly none. I'm not kidding. You're not going to be able to do hardly any. And so then I was told, when you can do 1 extra, like if you only can do 4, and you get to where you could do 5, you're so much stronger. You're super stronger between 4 and 5. The way I've been doing it, I'm not that much stronger from uh, lifting some dumbbells 40 times to 50 times. It's not that much increase in strength. But at 5 seconds, every time you can do another rep, you are way stronger. I tried it last night. I couldn't believe it. Weights that I lift 50, 60 times, I can only do that like the first ones, I didn't even count, it was so heavy. I didn't even count because my mind was blown. I think I did like 11 or 12. I couldn't believe it because I lift them easily 40, 50 times. And after by the time I got to the second time, I wasn't counting anymore because I was like flabbergasted. So I just did it to the point of I couldn't do it no more. But I don't know how many I did, but none compared to what I'd be doing. I am not kidding. I could do like 50 or 60. I usually do 60, then I drop weight. And no, I ain't get to 20. I ain't get to 20. I was way tireder by the time I got to 7 than I was when I do 50 of the same weight. 20-pound dumbbells. The amount of tiredness I have if I do 60, I was more tired than that by the time I did 5. You can't make this up. I had to come tell y'all this. Your mind's gonna be blown for at least 48 hours. For 48 hours, you're gonna be really messed up. It's gonna mess your whole way of thinking up. Because you're not gonna believe how heavy that stuff is. When you take 5 seconds lifting it one way and 5 seconds lowering it. You're not gonna believe it. You can barely do any. I kid you not. I had to come tell my subscribers. I said, they're not going to believe this. They are absolutely not going to believe this. You can't do half of what you've been doing. You really can't do a third. You probably could do a quarter of what you usually do. I'm not kidding. Because you're holding it, okay? And that whole time you're using every muscle in your body. You're not cheating. This is cheating. I kid you not. So that's all I wanted to tell you all. Go check that out. Go check that out. When I come again, you let me know what's going on. Did you try it? Your mind's going to be blown. But we definitely want to build up some more muscle and get stronger. We weak. We are actually weak. It's, and I think about a gorilla. A gorilla could do that with no problem. That's why it's strong like that. Even when you watch men do pull-ups, they always trying to jerk themselves up. They can't do them pull-ups if they go 1, 2, 3. They can't do that many pull-ups if they do 5 seconds up and 5 seconds down. They letting themselves down. They're not coming down slow. So they're not using no muscle down, and they're not using hardly no muscle up because they thrusting themselves. So now your body weight is throwing you up. You get a good start and you pull yourself and you flying up. Then you're just dropping down and you're flying up. You're like a slingshotting yourself up. You with the original initial pull, and then you're just flying. That's what I was doing with the weights. I realized that the first push, that's all I'm doing. I'm not really lifting the weights. I'm pushing the weights. I'm pushing the weights and dropping them down, pushing them and dropping them down. I'm not getting no muscle coming back down because I'm just coming back down. But come down slow. 1, 2, 3, 4. Man, by the time I got so much, man, my arms were shaking. I said, what is this? I haven't done that many. I really couldn't concentrate on the workout because I was mesmerized. So I kind of just stopped. I had to think about what just happened. That those weights are way heavier than I think, but I wasn't lifting them. I'm throwing them up and letting them fall back down. So I know for sure when I stick with this new way, by the time, if I do that through the month of April, I'm going to be strong as an ox. I'm going to be a whole different, if I do that for 1 month for April, I'm going to be super strong. Stronger than I would have been the whole rest of the year. That's crazy. I'm telling you, in 1 month, I'm going to get stronger than I would have got all this year. That's crazy. You'll see. Brothers and sisters, go try it. You're going to see. It's disappointing because you find out you're not in shape like you thought you was. Says a lot with your head. It messes your head up. You're like, oh, I'm really not that strong like that. I mean, 2 20-pound dumbbells, they not that heavy. Unless you coming down in 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3. You're doing that. They extremely heavy. You're using muscle every second. You're using muscle for the 5 seconds up and for the 5 seconds down. The other way I was doing it, I wasn't using nothing but, really, I wasn't using nothing but maybe, 2 seconds of muscle. That's crazy. I'm only using like 2 seconds of muscle, maybe just 1 second. Just to throw them, get them up, going to go up. I'm basically just using all my energy to get them going and come back down and get them going. And we think when we get them in the air, we think it is building up some strength. I am stronger, I ain't gonna lie. But then I've been doing resistance bands, which is like what I'm telling you to do. So I've said, oh, the resistance bands don't never give you no break. There's tension the whole time. That's why I always like these resistance bands are good. Now I know why. Weights don't have tension. The resistance band don't never stop pulling. From the time you first pull it, it's tension until you get all the way back to here. Weights ain't got no tension like that, especially coming back down. You ain't doing nothing. You're not doing nothing when they coming back down unless you coming down slow because now you holding them. So there's no difference between lifting them and coming down because you still holding them. If I lift them here, I'm holding them, I'm burning energy. If I'm going down slow here, I'm burning energy. So you're burning energy the whole time. Every rep, you're burning full energy. It's like being like you've been blind or something. I don't know how to explain it. It's very weird when you find out how strong you're not. Okay. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know how to explain it other than that. But I was messed up. I was messed up. I woke up this morning like, what just happened? Like, I can't. What happened? But I'm glad I found out. I'm gonna be super strong. Oh, I'm gonna be. If I do that, I'm gonna be strong as an ox. You do that, you're going to be strong, strong. Not this fake strong. Although I did get a little bit stronger, but definitely that's not good on your joints the way we're doing it. He's 100% right. I got this from a person that told me that. Let me show you so you could go watch for yourself. Oh, uh, I'm gonna show you, and you go watch for yourself, and then you tell me. I'm gonna show you right now. You go watch. Mission Jacked. Go watch and watch this
build muscle
video
after
right here.
50. And each video answers one question men over 50 are searching for. And each answer removes another
Why
way
rep
men
speed matters
stall,
more
guess, or
than
even
weight
get
after
hurt.
50.
So today, we're talking about rep speed.
Go
Because
watch this brother
this is
right
the
here.
lever most men
Tell him
never touch.
I sent you
And I'll
over
tell
there.
you up front, if you don't control rep speed after 50,
If you
it
don't
doesn't
control
matter
rep speed
how
after
much
50,
weight you
you ain't
lift.
doing nothing.
You were taught directly or
Go watch
indirectly
that.
that
Go watch.
faster reps meant more power,
Mission
athleticism,
Jack. Muscle
strength.
after 50. Go watch him. It's gonna blow your mind. So eat better, take care of yourself, you know, take take your fitness and everything, take it serious. You gotta have the right nutrition with your food, right? So you want to make sure you get your protein. You want to eat the right foods to give you what you need. You want to eat so you can build a body. You know, you want to really, really uh, build a body. And you have to eat and you have to work out to build a body. If you really want to get in shape, find the foods that's going to give you that plant-based protein, and don't let nobody tell you you can't build your strength as a vegan. The vegans are winning all type of bodybuilding contests and everything nowadays. Okay, the old concepts about being a plant-based vegan is over with. They're winning all type of weightlifting and bodybuilding awards, and they're not eating any animal byproducts. What's the difference between carnivore and keto? I don't know. I've been a vegan so long. Well, the main difference is keto. It looks like uh, keto, oils, animal fats, plant fats, meat. So carnivores, a lot of times they don't eat. They eat a lot of cruciferous. Carnivores have a tendency to eat not that many vegetables. Keto, it just looked like something they made up. It doesn't look legitimate. It just looked like keto looked like something they just made up. Because I mean, they're still eating animals, so they're still carnivores. I mean, if you eat animals, you're a carnivore. So I don't know. If you eat animals, you're a carnivore. So I don't know how they said they eat animals, but it's keto. That don't make no sense. They're just making up stuff. They just make it up as they go. Carnivores eat meat. So if you're keto and you eat meat, you're a carnivore. I don't know how you're not. How you're not a carnivore when you're eating like a carnivore. So they just making stuff up. Because I just looked it up. It didn't make any sense. Not to me. But I haven't eaten an animal since 1978. So I don't know. I don't eat animals. I don't deal with animal byproduct. The only animal byproduct I consume every now and then is honey. I don't eat eggs. I don't eat cheese. I don't eat fish. I don't eat no animals. I don't think it's healthy. You eat 2 heads of broccoli a day and 2 heads of cauliflower a day. Okay, you can mix it up though. You got to mix it up. You got to mix it up. If you plant based, you got to mix it up. Some days you got to eat fruit. Some days you got to eat vegetables. Some days you got to eat red cabbage. Some days you got to eat spinach. Some days you got to eat broccoli. You got to mix it up. You got to eat a variety. You know what I'm saying, Uncle Charlie? You have to eat a variety. Variety is the spice of life. So if you're plant based, you have to eat a variety because all of the vegetables and fruits, they all have a variety of different vitamins and different nutrients. So what's in red cabbage is not in broccoli. What's in broccoli is not in celery. What's in celery is not in tomatoes. So in order for your blood to get all the variety, you gotta eat a variety. I try not to eat the same thing. If I'm eating almonds, then I'm eating pistachio nuts. I'm eating sunflower seeds. I'm eating pumpkin seeds. I'm changing it up so I can get all the various nutrients from the varied plants I'm eating. You got to have a variety because your body is made up of every mineral in the earth. So the same amount of minerals in the earth, that's the amount of minerals in your body. And that's the amount of minerals you got to feed your body to sustain. So variety. There's nothing wrong with broccoli and cauliflower, but you can't just eat that every day. You got to get some bok choy. You got to get some edamame beans. You got to get some black eyed peas. You got to get some black beans. You got to get some sprouts. You got to get some seaweed. You got to really variety. That's why they take a multiple vitamin. Because it takes a multiple of different things to make a multiple vitamin. When you get some plant-based multiple vitamins, read all the ingredients. It's a lot of different plants in plant-based multiple vitamins. So you have a divide. If you eat the same thing, you'll definitely have some type of vitamin deficiency because everything don't have but ample vitamin K or ample vitamin D or ample vitamin C. Different ones have different things. So you got to eat a variety. That's the key. That's how I've been a vegan all these years and never got sick because variety is all I change it up. I got to eat different. I got to change it up. I'll buy something just because I ain't ate it in a while. I got to have black rice. I got to have brown rice. I got to have a pinto bean this time, a red bean that time, a black eyed pea this time, black beans this time. I got to change it up or I'm not going to get enough nutrients. That's been what that's, you know what I'm saying? That's what I would advise anybody. Variety. You got to have variety. If not, you're going to have some type of deficiency. Pumpkin seeds and sunflower seeds are two different things. So you got to have some sunflower seeds. You got to have some pumpkin seeds. You got to change it up. You got to have some bok choy. You got to have some spinach. You got to have some collard greens. You got to have some mustard greens. You got to change it up. White button mushrooms this time. The other mushrooms another time. You got to change it up. That would be my advice. But there's a lot of foods that help you build up your body and be strong. All these you should be running through your body. Now, kiwi is the only one that I haven't been getting like I'm supposed to be getting. So I've been saying this summer I'm going to step up my kiwi. Kiwi is the one that I haven't been eating. But you got to get the variety. You see this variety? Are you getting any maca root in your body? Maca powder? Brazilian nuts. Now, if you can eat, you got to, all you got to do is eat one Brazilian nut a day. You don't have to eat it every day. But let's say you buy a bag, there's 20 in there. Eat one every day for 20 days. It's going to put just the right nutrients in your body that no other nut has. If, or you can eat one a week. But some people say eat one a day because you build up nutrition from it after a while. Every now and then I'll go get that. Sunflower seeds and pumpkin seeds. I change it up. Pomegranate, hemp seeds. I keep all of those all the time. Hemp seeds, black sesame seeds. I keep all of those, grind those up. I always grind those up and make a powder. Chia seeds. But you got to eat spinach, so I might eat spinach one day. I might eat red cabbage another day. I might eat broccoli this day. I might eat cauliflower a different day. I try to switch it up. That would be my advice. Switch it up. Because everything in there fights something and helps with something different. Then one way I make sure I get every nutrient that's in the human body is with dose. And sea moss. And then you got every nutrient if you take those two. Because sea moss got almost every nutrient, but it's like 5 or 6 it don't have, and that's what you're going to get from the bladderwrack, I mean. So if you take the bladderwrack and sea moss, you get every mineral that's in the human body. Bladderwrack and sea moss. Buy them separately. And what you're going to do is make your sea moss. Then when it's ready, you take a little bit of bladderwrack, soak it in some water till it gets soft, and blend it up into sea moss. And you got every nutrient in the human body in there. From the bladderwrack and the sea moss. That's the cheat code. That's the cheat code. Bladderwrack and sea moss. Now, you got to soak your sea moss and make sea moss gel, but the bladderwrack, you don't have to soak it. You could just soak it for like 5 minutes, 3, 4, 5 minutes. Just put in a little glass of water and then just blend it up with your sea moss. I get my sea moss from Red's Kitchen because it's the real sea moss. Wild crafted. Make sure it says wild crafted. Make sure it's not big. It's got to be really skinny and dry. If it's big and if it's any moisture, that's not wild crafted sea moss. That's that man-made sea moss where they take some sea moss and put it in a thing and it shake around and grow. It doesn't have the nutrition in it that this Irish moss got, the wild crafted. And they also got the purple ones. Every now and then I'll get the purple. But this is who I order from. Always authentic. But yeah, plant based now. You know, we got bodybuilders that's winning major awards around the world. And so it's proven that you can live healthy like that. No ifs, ands, or buts. This brother that won weightlifting competitions a lot. He's a vegan. He's a vegan. So people ask you, you know, where you get your protein from. That's what they're going to ask you. Now, you don't eat no meat. Where you get your protein from? You just go to your phone and show them this. That's all. That's all. If they ask you where you get your protein from, you just show them that. And they ain't gonna ask you that no more. Or show them this. Look at his neck. Or show them where they get their protein from and ask them how they get their protein from something that don't eat meat. Because this is where they get their protein from. Now, how the cow got protein? Make it make some sense. You don't need no hamburgers and no steaks to get protein. Now the gorilla is mostly plant-based, but he do eat bugs. But he mostly eat plants, bamboo and stuff like that. So he's basically a plant eater, but he eat bugs though. But you can tell he eat mostly plants. There ain't enough bugs in the world to get that big. You know what I'm saying? That's all. And if you're trying to learn or you're trying to make sure it's the way to go watch Game Changers. Go watch Game Changers. They show you all of the athletes that's vegan. You know what I'm saying? That's all you gotta do. Our relatives, they ate meat, but they didn't have that much money to eat a lot of meat. Yeah, Game Changer. Yeah. Game Changer. Yep, go watch Game Changers, and you'll learn a lot. It's all about being vegan. It's a documentary about all the top uh, athletes that are vegan. It's real good. I don't know if it's on YouTube. It might be. It's on Netflix. It might still be on Netflix though. Showing all of the professional vegan athletes. Game Changers documentary dispels the meat protein myth. The myth about meat and protein. Shut that down. Yep, shut it down. It's a good documentary. There's a bunch of really good documentaries out. It's the best way to eat, though. I watched my parents, my mother had cancer of the uterus, my daddy was. I've watched so many people be destroyed with the way we eat. It's just no good. The biggest problem with eating meat is that in this generation, when they eat meat, then they don't eat no vegetables. They just get full on meat. And then they don't do vegetables like they used to. They replace vegetables with potatoes and fries. So that's what messed up everybody. See, my parents came from Alabama, and meat was the last thing on the plate. Meat wasn't the main course. Meat was just extra when I was growing up. Then they made it main, and they brought in potatoes. So that messed up everybody's digestion. Because even though we used to eat pork chops, and even though we used to eat chicken, we was eating so many string beans and collard greens and corn on the cob and cabbage and all that that you could still digest it. It was making your colon digest it. But in the new generation, they switched it. So by the time I got out of high school, they switched it, and they didn't have meat with cabbage or meat with black eyed peas and string beans and cabbage. They start having meat, bread, and fries. Because if you look at a burger, it's bread, fries, and meat. Yeah, they used to add the chicken feet. So when I was coming up, I was a little boy. You know, we a family of four. Your mama only make one chicken. That's it. And then my granddaddy, he lived on a farm. He had chickens. But what a lot of people don't understand is my granddaddy would only make chicken when we was visiting because he can't go. If he unalive all his chickens, they ain't gonna replenish that fast. So down south, back in the 60s, the 50s, the 40s, the 30s, the 1800s, chickens were for eggs. They ate the eggs. They didn't eat the chicken. They used the chicken to have eggs because chickens can make a lot of eggs. But chickens can't make a lot of chicken. You ain't going to be able to eat chickens for a whole year. But eggs, they make enough eggs for you to eat all year round. So a lot of people don't know that them people back then, they had chickens for eggs. Because if they ate a lot of meat, they wouldn't have no pigs, they wouldn't have no hogs, they wouldn't have no chickens or no cows. If they ate them the way we eat, they wouldn't have none. The way we eat, you wouldn't be able. You wouldn't be able, and that's why people are questioning where are they getting all this meat from. You don't even want me to go there. Like, go look up how much meat Americans eat a day, and show me that many cows. And look up how much beef Americans eat, and show me. I hate to tell you this. Show me that many cows. If you look up how much meat Americans eat every day, it's going to spook you because it ain't that many cows. It ain't that many cows. Go look it up for yourself. It ain't that many cows that sell all these hamburgers like this. They know people don't know because people fly. And we used to drive across the country. If you drive through Texas and Alabama, if you drive where the cows is at, it ain't no way they got enough cows. Ain't no way. I'm just telling you. You go look it up. And then your digestion be messed up. Your digestion be gone. One thing they used to do back then, they ate prunes and ate plums. You know, prunes are dried plums. So my granny and them, they used to eat plums. They used to eat raisins. Raisins ain't nothing but little prunes. And that's how they kept, they used to call it regular. That's how you stay regular. Without that, and they used to drink a little castor oil. But they didn't eat a lot of meat. That's false. When I was growing up, we didn't eat a lot of meat. We ate meat, but not a lot. Your mother wouldn't let you eat your meat until you eat your vegetables. And she used to call your vegetables food. They didn't call me food. Your mother used to say, put that chicken down and eat your food. Now, what that tell you? The meat was just a little extra side dish. We got full on corn on the cob, cabbage, string beans, black-eyed peas. Based on a U.S. population of roughly 340 plus million, this amounts to over 55 million pounds of beef consumed daily. See? It gets spooky when you look into that. It's all going to come out. It ain't going to be good. It will come out. I mean, there's documentaries on it. You look it up. There's some documentaries that. But just in terms of digestion, see, one apple might got 7, 8 seeds in it. So one apple can grow 7 to 8 apple trees. And one apple tree got how many apples on it? So how many apple trees can one apple tree make? So you see, fruit trees is the most sustainable. But you know why your sinuses is messed up? Because to have fruit trees, you need females. Okay? Males release the sperm, the female got the egg. The sperm is pollen. So you need female trees. She'll catch the pollen and she make the fruit. So in a city like Chicago, these are all male trees. There's no females. All across America is male trees. And they're releasing pollen. And everybody needs sinus medicine. You know why? Because there's too much pollen in the air. Because there's no females to catch the pollen to make fruit. Because if there was females, you wouldn't have to go to the store. So the female trees is on farms, behind fences. They won't let you grow. There's no female trees growing in the United States where you could get to it. So pollen is everywhere. The males release the pollen, the female catches the pollen, and then she makes the seeds. So with the ganja, you consuming the female, not the male. The male's skinny. The male don't even make buds. The male don't make buds. The male just have balls, and he open up in pollen. So all over America is just full of pollen, just male trees. Everybody's sick. They can't breathe. Too much pollen and no females to catch the pollen. That's one reason the bee population is passing away, because the bee population live off of the females. The bees land on the males, then go eat off of the females and put the pollen on the female, and then she get pregnant. And she makes seeds, and then those seeds turn to the female, to more trees, some male, some female. In the United States, they got rid of all the females, so you got to go to the store. It's a conspiracy. Because there would be nuts and fruit everywhere. When we was little in Chicago, there was apples all over Chicago. They got rid of them. There was apples all over Chicago. There was sunflower seeds everywhere. You could have just got free sunflower seeds. Now you don't see a sunflower nowhere. You don't see an apple tree nowhere. That's by design. They pretended they were spraying for mosquitoes. They were spraying pesticides to get rid of anything you could eat off of for free. In Hawaii, when I lived in Hawaii, they was taking all the coconuts off the tree. I guarantee if I go back to Hawaii now, I bet you they cut 70% of them coconut trees down by now. Because we didn't have to go to the store. It was coconuts everywhere. It was bananas everywhere. They got rid of all that stuff. They ain't going to let you eat for free. In Hawaii, where they have bananas and coconuts and papayas and mangoes everywhere, do you know that if it's a natural disaster or something and barges going to come, all the people in Hawaii would starve after about 20 days to a month? That there's not enough food growing on. All that food in Hawaii come on barges. All that food in Jamaica come on barges. Now, these are islands where you could grow food. All their food come on barges because the system got rid of the natural food to make you go to the store. Ask somebody. Places that could grow plenty food, they got rid of all of it. Yeah, they pretended they were spraying for weeds. They was getting rid of female trees. That's what they were spraying. They were spraying pesticides. They were spraying herbicides, not pesticides. They're spraying herbicides to get rid of the herb. Pesticides get rid of pests. What do herbicides do? Get rid of the herb. The Bible says the leaves of the tree shall be for the healing of the nation. That's the herb. Now you ain't got no peppermint, no spearmint, no herbs, no fruits, no nuts, no berries, no fruit growing nowhere. No greens growing nowhere. Nowhere. No corn. Monsanto and them start making all the fruit ain't got no seeds. You know why it's seedless fruit? So you can't grow it. You know why the cannabis is seedless? So you can't grow it. So they figured out a way to make it seedless. So then they can clone them and grow them. But if they sold you stuff with seeds, you could grow your own. I found one place that got grape seeds here in Chicago. It's probably a couple, but I only found one. They got 3 types of grapes, and only one of them got seeds. The other 2 is seedless. And at the big stores, I always see this Jules, Dominic, whatever big store, all the grapes are seedless. When I was a kid, all the grapes had seeds. There was no such thing as seedless grapes. Seedless grapes came out like in the late 80s and through the 90s. There was no such thing as seedless grapes. What the hell is that? We went and bought some watermelon, and I went and planted them on the side of the house, and we had watermelon growing on the side of the house. They had to stop that. You can barely find a watermelon with seeds. In Chicago, if you want a watermelon seed, you got to go over there on 100th Street, 101st to the brothers that come every summer. I missed them last year, but this year I'm going to go get me a few of them watermelons. They trying to control you through the food. Yeah. Yep, they want to make sure you can't grow your own food. Sure do. You better start keeping your seeds. You better start growing them yourself. Go buy you an apple and take them apple seeds and get a big old pot and put the apple seed in there and start growing it. When the winter time comes, bring it in the house and put it under a grow light. Take it back outside until it gets big enough. If it gets big enough when you plant it, it'll last over the winter. You better figure out a way to grow your own food. All right, so y'all stay positive energy all the time. Make sure you eat right and make sure you work out. You know what I'm saying? Health as well. So get the muscles up.